Good morning. This week we are going to be talking about origami. Origami is the art of paper folding. So we're going to practice doing just some basic ones. They can be tricky. So if you're watching this recording, remember that you can pause it, you can rewind it, you can rewatch it, and just do as many as you can. If they start getting too difficult, then that's okay. I'm going to start off with easier ones, and then they'll slowly get a little bit harder. The only thing you will need is paper. However, with some of them, it will help to have a ruler or scissors, because a regular paper is a rectangle. It's longer one direction, and some of the origami needs a perfect square piece of paper. So we'll have to cut off or rip off, fold and rip off part of that edge. So if you have scissors, it helps with that. Or if you have a ruler to draw that line. You can also use the ruler to help you fold. But you can kind of use the side of anything just to help push down those folds, especially as we start folding it a few times, it gets a little bit harder to fold. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to start with just a paper airplane, which is a pretty fun and simple version of origami. Okay, so I have a regular piece of paper, rectangular piece of paper, and that's all you need for the first one, for the paper airplane. So you're going to fold it in half, and I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but if you're doing it so that it makes it really long and skinny, I'm going to call that a hot dog fold. If you're making it so it's a shorter rectangle, I'm going to call that hamburger. Okay, I don't know if you've ever heard that. That's the terminology I'm going to use. So we're going to do a hamburger, a hot dog, because it's like a long hot dog bun. We're going to fold it in half that way. Just line up your corners the best you can. Hold it and then push flat all the way across. So that way you have this fold all the way. Okay, so once you have it folded, you're going to open it back up. And a lot of times in origami, you are using the folded lines kind of like guidelines to help you know where things need to touch when they fold. So this next part, you're going to take a top corner. You could start with this one that I'm starting with, and you're going to fold it so this edge of the paper goes against this folded line. So that edge of the paper, you're going to fold over so it goes right against that folded line, which is kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see it. It'll be easier to see on your own paper. So right against that line, and then you're just going to once again push to fold that piece of paper. So now you have this corner that folds down. Then you're going to do the same thing to the other side. So you're going to go to this corner, take it, fold it down to about where that folded line was, and then you're going to push that fold flat. So now you have both corners folding down to that fold, okay, to the inside of that fold. So that you're going to hold them down, and you're going to actually go ahead and fold that first line. So now you have something like this. This side's pointed because that's where we folded down those corners. And this side is still like a rectangle. So what you're going to do is you're going to take just one piece of paper, because it's, or one side of the paper. You have the one side and the second side. You're going to pick up just one side, and you're going to fold so this edge of the paper touches the top where the fold is. So you're going to fold it up till it touches. And then once again, you're going to push all the way, fold it best you can. It's okay if your paper doesn't perfectly line up like mine is, especially if it's your first time ever doing a paper airplane. It gets way better the more you practice it. So you're going to flip it over, and you're going to do the same thing. So we did this on this side, folded it up. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take that piece, and I'm going to fold it up. it so it's flat. And then that's the paper airplane, okay? So you want to kind of pull, so you folded these up. These are going to act like the wings, so they'll kind of stick out like that. So that's kind of from one side, this is from the other side. I'll show it in my little video here so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. And then of course from there you can make sure you have permission, but then you can throw the paper. Hit my husband in the head. Anyway, so then you can throw your paper airplane pointed side first. And then that's going to kind of guide it. There are different ways you can do this. So you can look up other videos like on YouTube or something of different ways to fold it. Depending on how you fold it, it'll fly a little bit better. But yeah, that's the paper airplane. Okay, next one we are going to do is going to be a boat. Okay, and this one's a little bit trickier. Okay, so for the boat, you're going to take, once again, a rectangle piece of paper, and you're going to fold up the bottom edge to the top edge. Once again, I'm calling that a hamburger fold because it's not long and skinny like a hot dog. It's more of just a regular rectangle. Push flat all the way across. Make sure it's folded good. Then you're going to fold this in half. So right now my fold's at the bottom. It opens at the top away from me. So I'm going to hold one side and I'm going to fold the other side over like this. Push it flat so it folds. Then I'm going to open it back up. And once again, we're using the fold kind of like a guideline. So we're going to take one of these corners. Once again, we still have the folded edge down. And we're going to fold it so this folded edge lines up with that fold there. Similar to how we did with the paper airplane, except we're doing it on the bottom. Push it flat, fold it best you can. If you have a hard time folding it with your fingers, you can take something else and kind of push it down if that helps you. So we folded that one up there. And then we're going to fold this one so that this edge lines up here. So it's coming up at an angle over, so it lines up kind of against that fold. Flat as you can. So now we have this if we push them both together. So once you have it like this, what you're going to do is you're going to hold it and you're just going to spin it. So now the point is at the top. Okay. At the bottom, you should have 1, 2 pieces of paper. Okay, so 1 and 2. You're going to take that first one, that top one, and you're going to fold it up so it touches against this fold. So we're going to fold it up as high as you can. Push it flat. Then you're going to flip over. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to take this paper and you're going to fold it up till it's even with this other side. And it should only let you fold that far up. Okay. So from here, you're going to pull down this paper we just folded up, and you're going to use the fold that we just did as a guideline again. And you're going to fold this corner up so that this edge is against that fold. Push it flat, and you're going to do that to this corner too. So you want this edge to be against that fold. You're going to push it up so it lines up, fold it down. Okay. So then you're going to pull this paper back up. Sorry. Pull this paper back up. You're going to take these corners you folded down and you're going to put them around the triangle. Okay. So they're going around the triangle here. Now we have this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this paper comes down. You're going to fold in this corner. Fold up this corner. And then you're going to take this, fold that whole paper back up, and then take those corners and wrap them around the outside. Now the bottom should open up kind of like this, okay? Open it up, and these two corners that are the pointed corners on the outside, you're going to take those and you're going to push them together. And then it should look like a diamond. Okay, so you'll kind of push it down. It stays like a diamond. You can kind of tuck that if you want to tuck that little paper, or you can leave it. So then you're going to take, it now opens up here at the bottom. We have 1, 2. You're going to take this top one and you're going to fold it up till it's even with that point. So you're going to take this point, you're going to fold it up to that point, push it hard. And once again, this is as you do more layers, you might have to take something else and use it to push over that fold to help you fold that. The edge of a ruler works really good. You could also use the edge of a pencil. So we're going to do that. So once again, I took that and I just folded that up. And then we're going to flip this over. We're going to take this and we're going to fold it up the same way. So the point goes up. Fold it flat best you can. Okay, and so then we're going to do the same thing. It should open up, so we're going to take these 2 points, we're going to push them together, and we should have this shape again. Okay, this is kind of where all these points are coming together. So there's like one there, and the middle one, and this one. You're going to take these 2 side points, and you're going to pull them out into the side like this. And you should get kind of this shape. Go ahead and push that down just to make sure. And then this becomes a boat. So this is the middle inside of the boat. And this is from the side. I'll show you in my little video. So here is the boat. Something could sit in there. And then this is the bottom of the boat. All right, I'm gonna do one more. Do more next week, but that way there's not too much. Now, if the airplane and the boat were difficult enough, you do not have to try to do this one. But this one is a fun one, a fortune teller, which some of you have used before in school. It does work best if your paper is a square for the fortune teller. So the easiest way to take a rectangle piece of paper and make it into a perfect square is to take one of the corners and you fold it down at an angle until the top, what was the top of the paper, is now even with the side. So take it, fold it down. And push it flat. You can do, once you've done that, then where this edge meets that other paper, that's where you'll want to cut or fold. So if you have scissors, you can just take a pencil and just draw right along that bottom line there. So you have that line to know where to cut. If you don't, what you can do is you could take this piece, fold it up over the other one, so it lines up. You're going to try to fold it right over that, straight over all the way to the other side. And if you fold it one way and then the other way, kind of back and forth, then you can usually grip along that line. Also, if you do it against something that's straight, it helps. So I'll fold it one more time, each direction, just to be sure. And I'll show you how you can attempt your bit. Okay. So it ripped. Sometimes it works like that, sometimes it doesn't. If you use the edge of a table to kind of fold the paper over and rip, sometimes that works too. So now we have a square. And we already have this diagonal line, but we want the other one. So we're going to take this corner and we're going to fold it down to the bottom corner. Line it up the best you can, push it flat. So then when you open it back up, you have an X. Now you're going to take one corner at a time and you're going to fold it so it follows this fold to the middle. So right in the middle of the X, that's where you want that corner to point, and then push it back and flat. And then you're going to do that for all four corners. So take this one, point it right there to the middle, push it flat. Next corner, I'm going to take it, point it to the middle. Push it flat. And then the last corner, I'm going to take and I'm going to point it to the middle. So that way all your corners are pointing right here together. Best you can. So they all kind of point up. What you're going to do is you're going to pull them down and you're going to flip your paper over. So they're all on the bottom. And you're going to do the same thing again. Now you should be kind of able to see where that middle is based on where these folds are. And you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to use these fold lines as a guide that you should be able to barely see. And you're going to push that corner in and line it up in that fold best you can. Push it flat. Do it with the next corner. You're going to take it and you're going to point it towards that middle. Push it flat best you can. All the way around. Flat. And take this last one, point it in, fold it flat, okay? Now you're going to go ahead, take one side, and you're going to flip it over. So we have this middle line where those folds are, and we're going to fold it along there. Flat, okay? Then open it back up, and you're going to fold down this time along those other lines there, just to make sure it's going to work. And then this is the fun, but also kind of tricky part. The bottom side has these openings. You're gonna put your fingers in the openings, pointer finger and thumb on one side, and then pointer finger and thumb on the other side. And you're gonna push together. And it should open up, and then you can do this, you make it talk, mouse, or you can do this. You can make a game with it, but that's a fortune teller. So once again, once you have it like this, you're going to fold it in half, and then where it's open, you want to put your fingers in, okay? So I'm gonna put my pointer finger in here, my thumb in here, and then the same on the other side. Pointer finger, thumb, I'm gonna pinch with my fingers that are inside the paper, and then I'll push together. And then you can move from there. All right, so that was some basic origami. We'll do some more next week. Hopefully you're able to do all of those, maybe with some help. If not, don't worry. You can try again or practice. You can pick one and just try to get that one done good, okay? See you guys next time. Bye.